Michelle Salt, I feel she should pay for the bags and a poop scooper all around the complex. Every building should have a poop scooper and bags to poop it in and to scoop it in. And it should be around all the complex, so maybe that way we can get the dog to stop.
Thank you very much. Your time is up.
That's it? You don't answer her question?
Are you going to answer my question?
Don't you address her question?
Why is that camera running?
Why is it running? Because I had a request, not a request. I informed the board that I was doing it. You responded to me and said, glad to have you back. You didn't say anything else.
Glad to have you
You
back.
didn't say any other restrictions. That camera stays on.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, yes. You do something about it. You think your camera can stay on and not my camera? Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are?
Elwood, get the camera out of here. You leave the man alone. Elwood, you leave the man alone. He's allowed to talk.
He records the meetings every time. Leave the camera alone.
He's allowed to talk.
Miriam Gordon, I would like to respect you and answer your questions. In regards to the cleaning, I'll definitely get with George with the lack of cleaning maintenance, because I have noticed it myself in the Bordeaux building. It used to be a lot cleaner than what it is now.
I said there should be spot checks.
Okay, let me just answer your question. Another thing I have... All right, can I answer her question so we can move on?
Yes.
In regards to the poop and the dogs, I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree or I don't. As a remedy, I have suggested to previous boards in the past to possibly purchase at least one for every 3 buildings, the poop bags. But there's a lot of residents that don't feel that they should have to pay for the cost of something like that. Exactly, which I just said 2 seconds ago.
No dogs, period.
Easy.
Unless you want to change the amendment. No dogs.
Okay, I tried to answer your question respectfully, but if people are going to shout out, then we're moving on. But I'm trying to show you the respect of answering your request.
The problem, Marie.
The president has a dog in his apartment.
Not Marie.
Sir, every meeting you come to, you shout out. You've never once signed up. If you have something to say, sign up and we'll be more than happy to hear anything you have to say. That's right. But if you read the condo rules, sign up and you can have something to say, or security will escort you out.
Can I say something, please?
You've spoken.
Now, I would be more than happy. I would be more than happy to possibly bring it up as an amendment and the vote. Okay, but you wanted me to answer your question. It is a conflict of interest. That's why I'm.
And let me just say, this man here, I spoke to him last week, and you know what he told me?
What?
He said, there's nothing we can do about it. The dogs are in here. And today you told me they're going to be monitored. You can't even monitor.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You said you're going to
What
monitor
I said, excuse me, what I said is that the current dogs.
Let me just say,
Okay. Thank you.
How are you going to monitor dogs?
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Weiss, you're next.
We have how many buildings in the complex?
11.
11. And do we know how many dogs are in the village?
No.
We don't even. So
my
only question is.
What would I think?
But I'm saying, if you have to, wait a second.
50? 30?
We have 10 buildings. I just want to get it.
There could be people hiding.
I'm with you.
A rough guess?
But Maureen said you need to have an ID card. So we should know that this building has 2 dogs, this building has 5 dogs.
No dog, period, sir.
Let me. All I'm trying to say. So
You shouldn't have any.
No dog, period. That's what the condo rule says. No dog, period. Okay.
In the condo dog.
Okay, that's a no dog, period.
There's no way to keep track of hiding them. Like a cat, if they're hiding them and there's going in the litter box or a poop pad, there's no way to really actively
So is there any
find
way
out.
to reverse? Is there any way to actually reverse this law? This law?
Then get rid of them all.
Considering it's become such a.
We're not against
No, so is there a way?
The whole screen not against, who are you?
Okay.
There's a condo rule, and you got to stick to the condo rule.
You have to stick to the condo documents.
That's right.
Look what happened.
We're not saying we don't agree. We're not saying we don't agree.
So every time
So
there's
act
a
accordingly.
same issue. Same issue.
Act accordingly.
Okay, get it done. He's the president. He's the doctor. So how you can ask all the people to promote them while he has a
That woman right there,
every morning,
she's the fault. You're the fault of all this.
All right, Mr. Weiss.
Blame all you want.
Will the microphone reach over to him?
Yeah, maybe bring it over there. I won't start it till you get the microphone.
Don't come to come against me.
No, here.
Yes, I will.
You got
He
it?
has 5 units, is he allowed to speak 5 times the allotment?
5 units,
No?
5 times.
Oh, okay, just one
Anyway,
time.
my name is Elad Weiss, I own 5 units.
Hold on.
I'll stop the time.
Hello?
Okay, there you go.
Don't start it all over.
I will.
My name is Ilan Weiss, I own 5 units in the village. I own them legally.
Guys, hey, hey! So you want to talk or you want to have our own meeting?
And I own them legally. But I'm standing here in front of you as an owner, in spite of the fact that I filed a suit against you. But let me myself make clear. I will sue every board member in here privately, as you are being advised of your wrongs. You got all the tools to remove board members. You got all the tools to go after Doug Myers for his shenanigans. And you have, you guys talking, I'm not talking. Okay? You have here a suit, and you as board members, and I'm as an owner, and there's some other owners, we are against defending Joyce Myers, who is the wife of a board member. We are paying insurance for board members to be defended. We do not pay insurance for anybody to be defended by our insurance company. And I'm suggesting for you board people, take it under consideration. You can do cross-suing. I send an email to that event. If you don't understand it, I'll explain to you. Now, you got a guy here by the name of Dan Coco, who impersonated a board member. That's criminal act. You may have the right to remove him. Doug Myers bought a unit in March. What are you doing about it? And we want you to be transparent. I put up $100,000 for legal fees, and I'll go higher. If I put $100,000 and you lose, you will be paying $120,000. And I'm going all the way. And again, I am willing to go against any and all board members who are violating condo rules. You are the people who are voted or appointed by the owners. And you have a fiduciary responsibility. You have fiduciary responsibility. Mr. Kaufman, who was the treasurer, lied to us that we're operating in the black. But he never came with any program that we are not paying to the bank. Mr. Terry was voted illegally. Okay, you can take him off the board tomorrow, and if he wants to go back because he owes 50% with his wife, you know what? Somebody can appoint him. But right now he's illegally on the board. Okay, if you need the rules and regulations, I'll give it to you. But you look at Doug Myers and he tells you board members, kiss my ass.
All right, sir, the time has expired.
Okay?
Thank you. Okay, now we'll hear from Mr. Guy Richmond.
Guys, sign my name.
Let me sign my name.
Hey, you want my minutes? I'll give you my minutes.
No, you can't do this.
No, I can't do it. Not a problem.
I'll let him. He can speak.
I just want the board to know I was here a couple of weeks ago. I had a problem. I own a unit in M1R. Doug Myers owns the unit on top of me, 2MR. Doug Myers' hot water heater exploded, flooded out my apartment. He jerked me around for a week. And guess who fixed the damage? International Village. I ended up paying for my own damage. Maureen made me wait 3-4 days. She said we investigated the condo docs, that the condo's responsibility for the drywall.
That's wrong.
It is wrong. The condo docs show that if the leak happened from the roof, or a leak happened from the laundry room, then International Village is responsible. Not from a unit owner who bought a distressed property with a 15-year-old hot water heater. So they jerked me around for 2 weeks. They came into my apartment for an hour a day because he used the staff of the community to fix my apartment instead of going into his pocket. Now, to make matters worse, Mr. Weiss owns a unit, and guess who lives above Mr. Weiss's unit? Mr. Kaufman. Mr. Kaufman had a hot water leak into Mr.
Untrue.
Had a hot water leak. It went. It's my time. It's my. I'm an asshole.
I don't live above his unit.
An asshole?
Yes, I don't live above his unit.
He owns.
You own a unit
I
above
don't own a
his.
unit.
George Myers owns a unit.
Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me.
13 years
Much
ago.
Shame on me. Can I finish? Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Because you interrupted me, you got to turn it over now. Wise guy. The shenanigans are stopping. The shenanigans are stopping. I'm not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not lying. I am on tape. I am on tape. I will take a polygraph, and I will be glad to fight them if they sue me. I'm a low-life liar. So your stepfather called me an asshole. And you know what? You're a $3 bill, you fag.
What did you call me?
You're a fag, you $3 bill.
Come on!
You're,
away from him.
come on, this is crazy. Stop.
Go back.
He won't hit me.
Come on. Because he's a girl.
All right. Let's move along
It's
here.
my time. It's on camera.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
It's on. The stepfather called me an asshole and he called me a liar. And they're taking defense at me. What a joke. So, excuse me that I said that Mr. Kaufman lived above Mr. Elon. He owned the unit. And his apartment's hot water heater crashed and damaged Mr. Weiss's unit. Well, Mr. Weiss wasn't getting any remuneration from the board, from the condo, or from Mr. Kaufman, and he had to pay $3,000 out of his own pocket. But the board fixed mine. So if he owns the apartment, Doug Myers, above me, why did we, the village, pay for my damages? Painting, drywall, baseboards, popcorn.
Yes,
Who did? Who did? Michelangelo came in and painted?
Maureen, you was paid because I told you.
Who came?
Come to mine.
You gave the $100 for the damage of the towels and the drywall. You're so full of shit. Please, you guys, it's documented. It's documented. The neighbors know it.
No, that's an insurance. That's an insurance liability.
Listen to me. The board, ladies and gentlemen, the board, because I was putting pressure on them. Hey, let me finish. The board paid me because I told them I'm not going away. And him has the influence over the office, and he got them to fix my unit. I didn't pay. He didn't pay. The village paid. He had the same damage.
And overtime.
He had the same damage, and they didn't pay him anything. So how sick is that? Do you not see these?
Thank you. Your
As the
time is
board,
over.
These guys are pulling shenanigans that you all are aware of.
That's it. You had
We are
your
here
say.
to try to change that. We are here to try to
You had your
effectuate
say.
change, and we are here to try to do that. Why shut off the mic? Stop being a $3 bill.
Time is up.
Be quiet.
Again?
Anytime you want.
Anytime. How about tonight? How about right now?
Let's get rid of it.
Guys, please. I know, but please.
All right.
Guy.
I think this is grown up. I don't understand it.
Joe?
And overtime.
All right. Next, we're going to hear from Michael Schenkel.
Michael, you going to speak or I'm going to skip over?
Jerry, You got
Let them
anything?
speak.
Terry, can I good?
No.
Okay, never mind. I'm telling you, I ain't backing down. If you work with us, we'll effectuate change.
Okay, the entertainment portion of the evening is over.
Not everybody spoke.
What?
The good and welfare.
Unfortunately, since the treasurer's report is not on the agenda, I have to address it as good and welfare. So this is very important, so if you want to start the timer or not, that doesn't really matter to me. It's important. It's apparent that there are It's apparent that there are a growing number of problems facing the village. Perhaps the most serious problem we're facing, it was brought to our attention by Wachovia Bank and their deficiencies in dealing with the requirements of our loan covenants. The covenants in this loan agreement dated February 28, 2009 requires financial reporting that has not been provided to the bank. As a result, we've been asked to provide the required financial reports as soon as possible. The bank has a loan, they could call it in, or they can impose their own special assessment because we have not paid them. So there are a lot of issues related to not conforming with the loan agreement that we agreed to 2 years ago. Number one thing that they want is a fiscal budget, fiscal, F-I-S-C-A-L, year-end audited financial statement for 2010 that was due on April 30th, 2011. Number two, Joe, an annual budget for 2011 that was due by February 15th, 2011. Number three, an accounts receivable and aging report that was previously due 15 days after each quarter. The bank now wants it at the 15 days at the end of each month. This applies to all regular maintenance and special assessments. Delinquency reports on all past due maintenance and special assessments, including owners' names and billing dates, are required. Delinquencies are to be broken down by current, not yet past due, followed by 1 to 30 days past due, followed by 31 to 60 days past due, and another column for 61 to 90 days past due, and one more column for all those people who are over 91 days delinquent in their maintenance. Special assessments should be shown on a separate report from the monthly maintenance to avoid confusion. The amount of special assessment must exceed the loan payment by 1.2 times, or 20% more than the interest, at all times during the term of the loan. All prepaid special assessments, whenever collected by the borrower, shall immediately be used to reduce the principal and not be retained or accrued by the borrower. We have been collecting special assessment payoffs, and in spite of what some of us believed, that it was going to pay off our principal on the loan, it was transferred to the operating account and never sent to the bank, according to the bank. Which would mean our special assessment would never ever be paid off. You may as well consider it a part of your permanent maintenance. All prepaid special assessments must be immediately used to reduce the principal.
Okay.
To date, we have never received any reporting.
It's almost done.
That's important.
To date, we have never. The bank is saying to date we have never received any reporting of this nature to be able to confirm that all prepaid special assessments have been applied to the loan. And I'm sure Marvin, who met with the bank with Mark Richmond, will be glad to confirm any of this if I'm wrong. But this actually came from Wachovia Bank in the last couple days. The borrower agrees not to expend more than $50,000 on capital expenditures for fixed assets in any 1 year without prior written approval of the bank, excluding bank-approved insurance premiums. And the last thing is the borrower agrees not to further encumber or permit any encumbrances on the real or personal property of the borrower during the term of this loan without the bank's prior consent. As you can see from this notice, we have some very serious accounting problems. We cannot continue to approve spending and account for it later. We all want to improve the condition of our community, but it would be irresponsible to ignore this warning. If this board continues to approve non-essential expenses at this time until this issue, the accounting issue, is resolved, the board members may be held personally responsible.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to hear from Francis Misra.
Excuse me. I only want to confirm the importance of what Michael has just reported. We are in serious problems with the bank. They always have the option, I don't believe they're going to do it, but they always have the option to pull the cord and call in our note. We're in no financial position to have this happen to us. As a matter of fact, in 2 years, we have a balloon payment coming up on the loan. We will be looking for refinancing beginning right away until we get our financial house in order and know exactly what we have and abide by the bank's restrictions. We can whistle Dixie. We're not going to get this loan refinanced, and we're not going to be able to come up with $2 or $3 million to pay off a balloon payment. This is extremely serious. We're not saying that everything in the village has got to come to a standstill. The spas must be fixed, no question about that. I'm not talking about that. But we must stop now in order to get up the proper accounting for the bank, to find out exactly what we have to pay them, to mollify them immediately. The amounts can be up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not exaggerating. So we're not saying that we must stop improving. We simply say we have to have a moratorium while we get a handle on our financial situation. And this is not an unreasonable request. Thank you.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Just add one thing to that.
Very good, thank you.
Meeting Wednesday morning, 11 a.m., to meet with our certified public accountant to begin working on this, to be able to address these issues to the bank intelligently, honestly, and that's 11 o'clock this Wednesday morning here in the clubhouse.
Thank you.
But
Okay,
you need
Stuart
to get all the
Wilson.
stuff
Stuart?
for the accountant. Without that, it's a waste of time.
Excuse me, the bank has a prepayment penalty in the loan?
We have 2 loans fixed, and one of them.
Okay, there were 2 things I wanted to bring up, which,
Who are you?
I'm Stuart Wolf, ex-board member and ex-treasurer, if anyone wants to know. And the 2 issues, which I don't understand why they're both not on the agenda, one of them is what Michael went through from the bank. Now, I have a criticism about those who went to the bank. You don't go to the bank without reading the contract, which Mark Richmond acknowledged he did. You don't go to the bank and go on your knees. What you do is what we have to do now, in my opinion, is sit down with, with our accountant, get a financial statement, and sit with the bank. Now we have no choice. We opened up the can of worms. They didn't come to us. We came to them. We should have come to them after we had our ducks in a row, after we had all the information together. Now, they're after us, both guns blazing. So in my opinion, we need a strong financial committee immediately. We've got to get to work on our CPA and get that financial statement, which is already almost 60 days in arrears, and meet with the bank and say, fellas, what can we do to get things on an even keel? Otherwise, and as far as Francis is saying, they're threatening to call in the loan. They haven't done that. When I was working on the bank loan, they threatened to call in the loan, and I said, go call in the loan, because we'll take our payment and we'll put it in our attorney's escrow account, and sue us all you want, because no judge is going to make us do